Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to the Cricket Happening Show as usual. And on this part of the Cricket Happening Show, what we are going to look at one is we are going to look at yesterday's Caribbean Premier League 2016, which ended in a whimper for two-time champion Guyana Amazon Warriors as they lost to the Jamaica Tallawahs. In fact, what was very pronounced was that the Guyana Amazon Warriors in fact could not put up a fight at all. They were rooted for 94 with the spinners playing a big role, also with Craig Williams. But the Jamaica Tallawahs smashed that around the park to actually have a quick victory. And as I said, it became almost like a one-sided contest, and which was not really good to see. What was not really worthy of a final, I would say, as it was totally one-sided as Jamaica Tallawahs smashed it and got across the park, and they were the proud winners of the Caribbean Premier League 2016. So congratulations to Chris Gayle and his team, his Jamaica Tallawahs. And the next thing is today we saw, in fact, Zimbabwean batsmen putting up a great show there against New Zealand. Yesterday, as you know, the openers had done well to buckle down to 55 for no loss, and now they carried it. And the man who carried it was Craig Ervine, who went on to his maiden century. And that was really good to see as to what Zimbabwe did. Craig Ervine making an unbeaten 115, still there at the crease. But what Zimbabwe have done is they have really blocked the New Zealand bowling very well. And Zimbabwe have really put up a great show of strength here as they closed the day at 305 for 6 with Craig Ervine on an unbeaten maiden century and 115 with 15 boundaries. And Peter Moor, who actually made his debut, also impressed with a strokeful knock of 71 with 11 boundaries hit in that. I'll be coming to that. So, but Zimbabwe still have another 77 runs to actually still avoid the follow-on. So still the work is not yet done, but they have carried it to the fourth day. And so it is very good to see that Zimbabwe have really given a good fight to New Zealand in this particular test match. And the other thing is that tomorrow the third test match starts after Roston Chase actually blocked India from actually winning that match, as you know, with that heroic century of his. Now they will be renewing the battle at St. Lucia tomorrow, when the third test match begins between India and West Indies. And subject to time, I'll be doing a short preview of that. But first, let's get on to the Jamaica Tallawahs, the Caribbean Premier League, and see as to what really happened. As I said, it was the Guyana Amazon Warriors who batted first, and they really struggled big time. Russell claimed the breakthrough by setting Madison back for duck. Chris Lynn was was a victim of the bowling of Shakib Al Hasan for 7. After that, Sohail Tanvi was promoted to the batting order to blunt the spin of the left-arm spinner Shakib Al Hasan and Imad Wasim, and he did it to a certain extent, and he was the highest scorer, making 42 of 37 dealt with 6 fours. But other than that, this particular final which was played between Guyana Amazon Warriors was really sad to see, as Jason Mohammed, the very consistent player, was out for naught. Barnwell was out for 10, Bramble duck, Emrit duck, Jacob 7, Permol and Zampa 2, and 93 all out. And this was, as I said, it was not a worthy final at all. It was a big disappointment for Guyana Amazon Warriors fans, as Jamaica Tallawahs rooted out the Guyana Amazon Warriors for 93. And the bowling, well, you look at the bowling, look at the spinners, the damage they created. Imad Wasim 3 for 21, Shakib Al Hasan 2 for 25, Craig Williams did a good turn, 2 for 12, and 1 wicket apiece to Russell, who gave the breakthrough, and O. Thomas, who took 1 for 28. Jamaica Tallawahs, the Chris Gayle started it all by smashing the ball to all parts of the field with some fierce hitting. They didn't waste any time. They came and they really went berserk. Gayle in particular going berserk with his very hard-hitting knock of 54 of just 27 deliveries, with 3 fours and 6 beautiful sixes being hit by Chris Gayle. Walton was not out on 25 with 2 boundaries, 12 to Sangakkara, and the winning hit was done 95 for 1. A walk in the park for Jamaica Tallawahs in the final. They would have never expected that, and Jamaica Tallawahs were the new champions of the Caribbean Premier League 2016. So congratulations to them. And bowling, there's nothing to really talk about. The player of the match went to Imad Wazim of Jamaica Tallawahs, and the player of the series going to Andre Russell for his all-round performance in this Caribbean Premier League. And well, as I said, congratulations to Jamaica Tallawahs. So the Caribbean Premier League is all done and dusted, but I thought we had a tremendous Caribbean Premier League happening in the West Indies. Now, the next match that I'm going to look at, we are going to Bulawayo, where we are talking about the match between Zimbabwe versus New Zealand. As I said, Zimbabwe resuming today on the third day, the overnight score of 55 for no loss. Didn't have it, they couldn't really prosper, as Mawayo was the first wicket to go in the morning, as Tim Southee actually forced them to inside edge onto the stumps for 26 with 5 boundaries. And Sikandar Raza was an early victim too. He gave 1 drop, but Neil Wagner picked up his wicket for 3. Chibaba was sticking it out there, but Chibaba, once he made 60, he was also a goner with 9 fours. But he gave good support to Craig Ervine. Now, Craig Ervine was the one which one has to talk about, because Craig Ervine, well, he lost the partners. Definitely, it was not good going for Zimbabwe after Chibaba had made 60. Masuare failed with the bat. He was bowled by Mitchell Santner, the spinner for 2. And Sean Williams came in, but he was also claimed by the spin of Sodhi. But, that was the time the score was like, the Zimbabwe one thought that probably they are going to go in the same vein as the previous test, and they were 147 for 5 at one stage. And with Peter Moor, the test debutant, just walking in to join Craig Ervine, one felt that Zimbabwe are going to probably, it was only a matter of Zimbabwe actually succumbing. Probably going to follow on. But I could say that both Craig Ervine and PJ Moore, the test debutant, had other ideas. And this partnership really raised the bar for Zimbabwe. And this was the one which helped Zimbabwe to close at 305 for 6. And this partnership, which was going on, added a very valuable runs, I would say. If you look at it, it is 148 runs that they added for the 6th wicket. And that is what helped Zimbabwe to 305. And let's look at Craig Ervine. Craig Ervine went on to make his maiden test century, and that was good to see. And the feature of Craig Ervine's batting was the handling of his spinners. He was very severe on the spinners. East Sodhi, the right arm leg spinner, and also Mitchell Santner, the left arm spinner, as he played them very well, as he was using the sweep shot to good effect, sometimes the reverse sweep. And he played the spinners extremely well, and he took the maximum runs out of the spinners. And he also, I thought he also really negotiated the pace attack of Southee, Bolt and Wagner in a wonderful, and Wagner was actually serving him a lot of bouncers. We saw how Craig Ervine definitely rose to the challenge in a nice manner. At the other end, Peter Moor, as I said, was a test debutant making, and he was very impressive in his first game. What a knock it was. First of all, he came in during a really pressured situation. First gave company to Craig Ervine in nurdling the runs. And then Peter Moor was not afraid to play his strokes. And that was very good to see. He was playing some very good strokes. And Peter Moor, as I said, very impressive debut for him. In fact, this partnership had added 149 runs for the 6th wicket. And Zimbabwe were definitely had recovered in a big way from 147 for 5 to 295 for 5, and that was the time just before close of play. It was Sodhi who picked up the wicket of Peter Moor, but not before Peter Moor caught his maiden 50 on his debut, and that too, his contribution was 71 very good runs with 11 very nice boundaries struck of the meat of the bat, 11 fours in his 71. And it was a very impressive innings on his debut. Creamer, and after that, when Zimbabwe closed for the day on the third day, the score stood at 305 for 6 with Creamer, the captain, not out on 2, and Craig Ervine going strong with his maiden century. What a spirited reply from Zimbabwe, as Craig Ervine was not out on 115 with 15 well-hit boundaries. Bowling, I'm not really going to go into much detail. Mitchell Santner, the wickets were shared by Santner, 2 for 102, 1 for Wagner, and 2 for 41 for East Sodhi, who was the most impressive, I would say, of the lot here as far as the bowling was concerned. And also Trent Bolt bowled a good line, 21 overs 10 minutes, none for 37. So that is as far as Zimbabwe. So, but Zimbabwe, as I said, their work is still not finished. They have done a wonderful job here. Tomorrow, Craig Ervine and Graham Creamer have to ensure that they don't follow on, because there's still 77 runs separating New Zealand from Zimbabwe from following on. So they still need that 77 runs. So still some hard work still left, and I'm sure Creamer is another one who has already. We know that he has the batting potential, and Craig Ervine is there, and both of them have to really nurture these innings together. And the first thing that in their mind should be to first clear the 77 runs so that they don't follow on. And so once they do that, that would be really good for them. So definitely one is hoping. And the ball is not very new too. So the ball is old. So definitely runs are going to come. It's only a matter of showing some good application tomorrow at the pitch by Craig Ervine and the Zimbabwean captain Graham Creamer. Well, the last thing that we are looking on this cricket happening show now would be the preview. As I said, a brief preview. Tomorrow, as you know, India are 1-0 in the series. Tomorrow is the third test match, and West Indies, after the heroic show by Roston Chase, who was a real hero in that particular test match by doing a la Sobers act by taking 5 wickets and also making a century. And now it would be the third test match, which is coming tomorrow at St. Lucia. And St. Lucia, I'm told, is definitely going to give a lot of it for the pace bowlers. So we would probably see both West Indies and India strengthening their pace attack to a great degree. Let's look at the West Indies and what is in store. Well, one thing is pretty sure. Rajendra Chandrika is out of the team, and his place has been taken by Leon Johnson. So Leon Johnson is the one who would be actually opening the innings for the West Indies. So that is the new thing which is going to happen tomorrow. And then Darren Bravo. Now Darren Bravo is to get through the hurdle of not poking outside the off stump. Marlon Samuels is another one that West Indies would be longing to get into form, because if he gets into form, let me tell you, and Darren Bravo and Marlon Samuels, they are sort of a pillars of the West Indies according to me. Jermaine Blackwood has already showed what he's capable of in the second test match. Roston Chase, nothing to really talk about. India would be very about this kid Roston Chase, because he has a tremendous technique. And Shane Dowd is the wicket keeper. In whatever innings he has played, he played a very good part too with the bat too. And the bowling, well, Jason Holder himself leads by example with both bat and ball. One probably, if you look at the bowling attack, I would be looking out for a 4-pronged pace attack tomorrow. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we see Alzari Joseph, the tall young bowler who did well in the Under-19 World Cup, being blooded tomorrow. So I would be looking at a bowling attack for the West Indies, which should be comprising of Miguel Cummins, Shannon Gabriel, Alzari Joseph and Jason Holder. I thought that should be the composition according to me, and one has to wait and watch. The only reason that I say is that they feel that there's going to be a lot of juice in the pitch, and it's really going to offer a lot of carry for the pace bowlers, and that's the only reason I think that West Indies should be really strengthening their pace attack here. As far as India are concerned, well, now there's a big conundrum here. As you know, KL Rahul has done extremely well in the first test match that he played in the absence of Murli Vijay, and Murli Vijay is fit. Now what is going to happen? Now that's the question mark now. Well, if you go on current form, I would say let's stick with KL Rahul and Shikhar Dhawan. Now Murli Vijay has to be accommodated. I wouldn't be surprised, I would say, because Cheteshwar Pujara has been struggling in this particular series, no doubt about it. So I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we see KL Rahul and Shikhar Dhawan opening the innings, and Murli Vijay is slotted out as one drop, replacing Cheteshwar Pujara. And then Virat Kohli and Ajinkya Rahane has come on the backing of a good century, as you know, in the second test. And then they have the bowling. Now the bowling, one is, I'm looking forward to seeing a very good pace attack from India. I would love to see Umesh Yadav, Mohammad Shami, Ishan Sharma. These are the ones who are already playing. So one would probably feel that Bhuvneshwar Kumar is also to be accommodated. Now what is going to happen? Whether Bhuvneshwar Kumar is going to come in place of Umesh Yadav, I would rather say that India should also go for a 4-pronged pace attack, probably of Umesh Yadav, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Mohammad Shami, Nishan Sharma, and then they have the spin of either Amit Mishra. I mean, it would be a probably toss up whether Amit Mishra would be considered. One does not know. But anyway, that is something that the Indian think tank has to consider. It was just my pure opinion. I hope you all enjoyed this cricket broadcast of mine. More to come tomorrow on the next Cricket Happening show. Till such time that happens, this is your host Ram taking leave for the day. Thank you.